Give me a second. Oh, there we go. Hello, everyone. I'm OnyxKing, and I'm here with Mercedes Lewis, the voice actor behind Grasshopper.
Hi.
And welcome to our special live stream to celebrate the end of the Revenge of Zelus story arc. Now, this live stream is actually shorter than the other ones I've done in the past because we'll only be spending 30 minutes before we sign off. What we'll be doing for 30 minutes? Well, we're going to be answering any questions that you would ask us. Now, just to clarify, while we'll be looking through the chat to answer any questions. And while you are allowed to or not, you don't have to do this thing. You are allowed to any donations on the super chat. We'll be more likely to answer those. Though we are going to be answering any questions on the main chat as well. And don't say anything inappropriate to the live chat because we'll just ignore this. Are you ready, Grasshopper?
I'm ready.
Mercedes. I'm sorry.
Let's do it!
I'm just used to your voice as Grasshopper that I confused the two.
Call me whatever you want, OnyxKing.
Okay, then, let's see what we can find on the chat. Alright, then, let's ask a few questions. Okay, then, don't say anything so far. Alright. Ooh, I got a super chat. We got a super chat donation already. Let's have a look-see. Well, it's not showing up right now. Alright, luckily I have this thing. So, why don't you ask me a question that you've been wanting to ask about the channel while we wait for the questions to come up?
Okay, so just so that they understand the process, how did you create Grasshopper?
Well, you see, when I made the Zelus, I realized that if I'm planning to kill Zelus off near the end, that would at least have one less female character. So I decided to create Grasshopper so that even after Zelus is Gonzo, I wouldn't lose a female character.
Cool. And how did you go about finding the voice actress me for the role?
Well, the thing is, it's not as whimsical. The journey to find a voice actor is not as whimsical as it sounds. I originally thought about looking through it on using the casting call site to look for voice actors, but I feel like it would have better success on Facebook.
Yeah, and
I,
that's how we found each other.
and four or five people at least signed up for it, attempted to audition. You were
Yep.
just one of the best for the roles. I feel like you had the energy for it, and you're the one that I feel like makes the most sense.
Thank you. Thank you. I love Grasshopper. I just saw somebody ask what
All
made me
right,
want to work with you.
let's look at Supersonic fans' voice answer first. Any plans for the future videos after the Zelus arc? If we're talking about any story arcs, then I hate to disappoint you because we're not going to be doing those for a while. It'll be like maybe at least a year or even less before we do another story arc because I feel like these story arcs would be better if I do them on a weekly basis instead of a bi-weekly. But as for future videos outside of Revenge of Zelus story arc, well, this regularly scheduled program for videos hasn't changed. You'll just be seeing regular Mario videos as usual. Does that mean as you'll see them as your usual bi-weekly basis? But Patreon viewers will be able to see them a week early as just so nothing has changed. All right then, let's go in for our next question. Let's see here. I'm not gonna. Please make if Mario was in Geometry Dash. What the? What is Geometry Dash? I keep seeing this guy asking it every time this stream. I don't even know what this Geometry Dash is. Okay, here's a different question from Cameron Cartano. Honestly, Grasshopper, what's your favorite Mario Kart game? Hey, Mercedes, have you actually played any Mario Kart games?
Not Mario Kart. The Mario 64 is the only one that I've played, but my husband plays a lot of Mario games. So a lot of my inspiration for getting involved with this project actually was because of him, because he loves Mario.
Okay. Well, as for me, I think my answer will be a bit more probably not as special or generic as it seems is. So I'm just my favorite at the moment is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I mean, it adds everything that you love about Mario Kart 8, the original Mario Kart 8, with some more, even more bells and whistles. You have Inkling as you have some characters that weren't in the original Mario Kart 8, like King Boo, Bowser Jr., and Inkling. We have a proper battle mode and all the DLC from the original Mario Kart 8 in one package. And we have another super chat donation actually. Though this one doesn't have a question. All right. All right, then let's see what else. This is a question. Here's an interesting question. Will you ever do a collab video with SMG4? Okay, I just wanted to clarify. I do want to do a collab with SMG4 at one point, but I haven't sent any requests for it. I'll probably do it in a few, maybe in the future if I have it reach a couple million subscribers. But it is something to keep in mind for the future. Like maybe I'll have one of those team-based War of Italian videos, like with his last one, where it's SMG4's cast versus SMG3. Maybe I'll have one of those where SMG4's characters take on my characters.
Ooh.
That would be interesting. Like
I would be.
I can imagine Psycho and Grasshopper fighting each other.
Oh! I can imagine it too. It'd be fun.
Let's look through some more questions. Let's see here. All right. Oh, let's see here. Is this the first time you voiced some characters? I think this is you. I think this one's for you, Mercedes.
It was my second character. I started out in voiceovers for podcasts and doing commercial work, and then I did an animation before OnyxKing's animation and applied for his Grasshopper. So this would be my second ever character, and she has a big place in my heart. I love Grasshopper so much.
Okay, here's one. Oh. Hey, Grasshopper, can you defeat the evil EA games?
Oh, Lord. Grasshopper would be running from EA games.
Wow. That sounds kind of cowardly. You expect Grasshopper to actually fight them. Like, I think
She has to get the gang. She has to bring the whole gang with her before she takes that one on.
All right, let's see here. Did Siren Head survive the nuke? Oh yeah, there was that one nuke that happened when you remember that episode during the Revenge of the story arc where
they were like in a tower or something, like a block, and then the nuclear went off.
Yes, that episode. And
yes.
Siren Head ended up getting caught in the middle because he's too big to hide in the cover. Got a bad case of friendly fire, am I right? Okay, I like to assume that there's more than one Siren Head, and that one's but the one that got hit by a nuke is definitely dead.
Greg said Grasshopper shall eat EA, eat them alive. Greg.
Okay, then let's see here. Let's see here. Mercedes, what would you do if people started shipping? Oh God.
I saw that. Okay, shipping wars are scary. Okay,
Let me tell you. I've seen plenty of shipping wars in the past. Like, have you ever seen the Neon Genesis or even the Fate State fan base with their shipping wars?
I've seen Neon Genesis, but I didn't see the Shipping Wars because that was a recent thing that I just watched. So I may see that shortly.
It's kind of. I think they can be either good people or worse because I've seen plenty of amazing art of those guys of shippers. But like I said, I have a negative opinion on them because of how obsessive they are.
See, my thing is that if, I don't mind ships at all. Like, I'm just kind of like, okay, do your thing. They don't bother me. So if there was like a shipping of Grasshopper and Waluigi, I'm not gonna say anything
Yeah,
negative about
better
it.
no comment. All
No
right.
comment.
We have another donation, but the same guy with no question in between.
Thank you, Banana R. I hope
All
I
right.
said that right.
I noticed. Okay,
Banana.
here's an interesting one. I noticed that you started voicing your character. Did you start voicing because SG4 started doing it in the anime arc? Well, complicated question. I've always wanted to voice my own characters at one point in the future, but SNG4 doing it, it was basically just the cataclysm. Alright, here's another question. What is your favorite moment of the Zelus arc? Alright, let's start with you, Mercedes. What is your favorite moment?
So I really it's gonna sound bad because I love Grasshopper's intro and I love her turning Waluigi into a superhero kind of, and going on an adventure but I really do like the scene between her and Zelus and them fighting each other. That was
My
pretty
favorite.
epic.
That's one of my favorite moments too, especially the part. Yeah, that you did that.
My
Honestly,
daughter loves that so much. She just mimics me every time I show her that little clip
I
right
don't
there.
think if I were to ask you to vote this, if I were to include in Linus scene where that's again, I don't think I would ask you to re-voice that again because I don't think you could ever top that what you did. I could make a full minute of Zealous doing the ah ta 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 on
The
an
whole
especially
time.
despicable person, and it would be, and people would immediately compare it to the time when to the to the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure
Oh my goodness.
when Jotaro or Gianro did it to specific enemies, this really despicable people.
Oh no. Hey, that one subscriber asked a question in here in chat.
All right, what is it?
Okay. Have you ever used Source Filmmaker? If so, what episodes did you use in it recently?
Well, I haven't used Source Filmmaker recently, but I have used it before. I think my favorite moment when I actually used it was in the Bowsette video. There was a lack of Bowsette models in the past, so a certain scene where I wanted to convey a certain motion, I used the Bowsette model though in Source Filmmaker, specifically the scene with the mirror. Okay, this one was a good one from Gman1555. I always see this person on my social media, and he's a
Yeah,
big
same here.
fan.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Okay, this one's for you, Mercedes. What made you want to be a voice actor?
My dream is Final Fantasy VII Remake. And so when I saw the event E3, and this was back in 2019, I made the decision to become a voice actor in October of 2019 after the announcement and everything that the game was coming out. So that is my dream project that I want to voice in some way. Anything Square Enix Final Fantasy, but specifically Final Fantasy VII Remake is what got me going.
I think I can imagine. I think they might introduce an original character. It's not like all the characters in the Final Fantasy
That's right.
7 remake are just the old characters. They had a few new ones, like that
They
one
did.
guy that fought Cloud in a motorcycle.
Yes, and then you have a few other side characters for quests and things like that without giving it away, but they did have some new characters that were very memorable in there. And that would be, I said, just to be funny, I don't care if I'm voicing something or someone that's just, dying. Just to being a part of that project, that would be incredible.
Honestly, if I were to be asked to voice a voice in a game, I hope it's in Persona.
Oh, that's a good game.
Yeah, especially Persona 5. I mean, you've seen I Persona 5 so well that that at least is playing Joker in every mobile game they can get their hands on, plus Smash Brothers.
That'd be
Like
a lot of
just
fun.
recently, they put Joker and Queen in AFK Arena, and they also put Joker in the Dragalia Lost. I think that Dragalia Lost game is actually a Nintendo IP.
Oh,
And it's not. And they added. I know that there's that one game where Atlas and Nintendo did a crossover for between Fire Emblem and Tokyo Mirage Session, and four of those Tokyo Mirage characters are actually in Fire Emblem Heroes. But let's not talk about that. Let's continue with the questions.
on track.
All right then.
Oh, thank you, Greg. Thank you.
OnyxKing and
Greg is my point.
Mercedes. Will Waluigi keep being Captain Wa? If there's if there's enough people warranting it, then I definitely think I could make another video about it. But for now, I think I'm done with Captain Wa for now. Especially since especially since in between the videos, in between the hats of Revenge is Our story arc, I had to get a new computer because of what happened to my old one. So that's basically my explanation. Okay, there's another question. Now that you've finished Revenge of Zelda's story arc, what are you gonna do now? Well, the same thing I always do. Time to take over YouTube. Dun 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 dun. Mario in the brain. Mario in the brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. I hope I don't get copyright for this.
Oh my gosh. You're creating it from your voice, so you may be okay.
That was fun. I actually
That's
wanted to
funny.
do this near the end of the Revenge of Zeus this announcement video where I said that, but I decided to just do it here just for fun.
Oh my gosh, I love it. That's great.
All right then. This one is a question on OnyxKing. Since SNG4 left after the final Revenge of Zelus, would SNG3 become the evil? Then I think it's a question about if SNG3 will continue because they haven't seen him left. I think SNG3 has left before, but I did note, but I am thinking it might do have a reference to this because I think, like it or not, OnyxKing is possibly similar to SNG3 than I would realize, for certain reasons. Well, both tend to have envy towards SNG4, but the main difference is how they take their frustration. OnyxKing wants to be his own identity, while SNG3 just continues to steal from SNG4, and attempts to steal his channel. That's actually a major difference. So I may or may not make a video where SNG3 is like, join the dark side, become the ripoff of SNG4.
We shall take over SMG4.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right, then let's see what we can find more questions. All right. This is the one that I don't want to talk about, but I'll have to answer it anyway. OnyxKing and Mercedes, what do you think of the Mario X Maggie in the Splatoon community? This is one that I actually wanted to pretend it doesn't exist for certain reasons. I think people make good fan art, but overall, I do think that because Mario is at least 26 and the average Inkling is 14, that's a big no-no for me.
Well, it's not that I can't pretend it doesn't exist. It's just that I've only heard about it through like the comment section of our videos with Maggie and Mario, and I've seen a little bit about it, so I'm not really know enough. But based on what OnyxKing has said, I definitely am just like, What?
Yeah, Mercedes doesn't watch SNG4 like I do, like I tend to do. So so any questions with her? I'm afraid you're barking the wrong tree.
I'll try my best, but unfortunately, I don't know enough about that channel. So
And besides, I don't use SNG4 for characters outside of SNG4 in my videos. Any SNG4 related characters, I usually try to stick with to cameos, even if I have to. Even if I can come up with a joke that would use it. Now, one of the things I'm actually shocked about is how many people in the comments section wanted to see Zelus redeemed. That actually surprised me because
yeah,
Zelus actually committed several atrocities that would make any other villain irredeemable, like turning Inklings into Salmonling, mutating Inklings into Salmonlings, torturing OnyxKing, and turning Luigi into one.
yeah.
I feel like those last two with Luigi and OnyxKing would especially be bad, since they're probably the worst that Zelus has ever done. And people still want to see her redeemed. And I was like, did I just create the female version of Draco Malfoy? Alright, then here's a question. OnyxKing, can you make Zelus's rival Mantis? Well, I'm just gonna say this. I can't exactly say because that would involve asking me if I were to make more original characters. And which I'm gonna have to answer as a maybe! It's not something I can answer because that would involve spoilers. Sorry about that.
That would be fun.
So, this is another question from Managed Church Marina. So, OnyxKing, can you not do SNG4 characters on your own videos unless SNG4 doing collab entry? I think I technically answered this question. I don't plan on putting SNG4 characters in my videos, aside from cameos, like with the Melanie cameo in the in my latest Christmas special. But outside that, SNG4 characters will not appear in my videos outside those specific circumstances. I hope you understand this. Alright, this one's from Sapphire Sonic's fan. Hey, OnyxKing Mercedes, do you like Sonic the Hedgehog? So, if any favorite games or characters? Alright, let's enter this together, Mercedes.
I grew up with Sonic on Sega, and that's the only Sonic that I played. So unfortunately, like I haven't seen any of the newer stuff, but I used to play it on Sega growing up as a kid, so it's definitely something that I truly enjoyed playing.
I think I didn't grow up with the Sega Genesis games. I grew up with the GameCube era games, specifically Sonic Heroes and the Sonic Adventure series. And I think one of my favorite is Dr. Eggman because of how funny he is.
Can you relate to him? No, I'm just kidding.
It's kind of hard to relate to a super genius obsessed with world domination. And Jim Carrey actually did a very financial role with Dr. Eggman in the Sonic movies.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Especially near the end where they actually got, I think it's an almost near perfect impression of Mike Pollock's current voice for Eggman. That's a really good. That's especially like near the end where with Eggman's speech saying how he's trapped in an unknown world, stranded world where he says a lesser man would die here, and then picks up the thing and he's like, I'll be home by Christmas. That's badass. And I wouldn't hesitate to see a sequel to the Sonic movie. I really like it. Alright then, let's see what else can we find. Alright then. Let's see here. Is there gonna be some redemption, Zelus? Kinda hard to do that when she's dead. Kinda hard to redeem a dead girl. Am I right, Mercedes?
Well, you never know. I've seen things. People that should be dead that come back to life, and you're like, what's going on here?
What? Are you okay, Mercedes? Have you been in Vietnam? Have you been reading 50 Shades of Grey? Have you been reading 50 Shades Darker? Have you been reading terrible fanfiction?
Listen, fanfiction is fun sometimes, okay?
Sometimes, but...
Sometimes. We just got a question from Brian. Do you see that question?
What is it?
Would you and Mercedes like to participate in my upcoming videos? I'm always looking for talented actors like yourselves.
Who's this Brian again?
Brian Jackson II. I hope I said that right.
Can you show me a link after the stream? I'll have to look for detail about him.
Sure. If you want to link, Brian, if you want to link some more information to us, we can definitely talk to you afterwards.
Yeah, leave a comment or a message on my Skype or, well, I would say Discord, but that's gone. Just send it to my email, okay? Or send it to my Facebook or email, okay? And we'll talk more.
Yeah, and if you are interested in seeing other works and things about me and how to find me on social media, OnyxKing has everything in the description of this video, my YouTube channel, my Twitter account, and my website. So the best contact is through email for me. So if you have any sort of questions about future projects, going to my website, getting my email, or going to my YouTube channel or Twitter, whatever, just, send me a private message and we can talk.
All right. And we only have a few more minutes before the stream ends.
Yep.
So let's continue answering some more questions. All right. Who is the best Doki? I haven't played Doki Literature Club. Sorry. What's your favorite S&D4 arc? I'm gonna have to say that my favorite one is the Waluigi arc. I think that's the best one out of the four. Followed by the anime arc. What would Zelus been like if she hasn't rejected by Meggy? I like to, if I were, let's just say an obligation that if I were to create original Zelus Inkling that wasn't a complete nutcase like Zelus was, I think how I work it is that rather than she doesn't have the compassion for turf wars like most Inklings do, and would rather much be interested in fashion. What do you think, Mercedes?
I'm not sure.
oh, right, you have never played Splatoon.
No.
I think. Oh yeah, that reminds me. There is a Splatoon turf war, Mario-themed turf war tomorrow, like Splatfest. I'm definitely going to go for Team Starman. Power of invincibility beats mega growing a few inches. That's like being a god. Okay. This one's oddly specific because... Alright, okay, this one's a one. Are you excited to play Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury? Honestly, when I heard about it, I'm a bit hesitant. I think it was just going to be a few more worlds with Bowser as a boss again, with a more powerful version of Bowser again, but I'm actually excited because this one looks like a completely different Mario game, where Mario teams up with Bowser Jr. to defeat Godslayer Bowser, and Mario becomes a Super Saiyan. In a Gigantamax sized Pokemon battle. It feels like they're combining all of their ideas from their big IPs into one fight. Okay, then let's see what else is there. This one's about which video of yours do you consider the best the best. I think I consider Onedom being my finale of the Revenge of Zelus story arc for a few reasons. It has, I think, some of the best animation I did, especially the fight scene between Jojo Mario and Zelus. And speaking of Jojo Mario, that's actually a thing that will actually occur with future videos. Like, you'll sometimes see Jojo Mario popping up. This will not be a one-time thing where it's like a complete ass pull where Mario becomes Jojo Mario only one time and that's about it. I plan on bringing this back for future videos, but I won't do it too often, but I do think it is something that I will be bringing back in the future. What do you have? Did you find any more questions? We only have a couple more minutes left.
One question that I saw is, what are some future plans for the channel? I don't know if you can talk about any of that, but if you have anything that you can maybe sneak to the crowd a little bit.
I have a little sneak peek, something to say at the end of the stream, near the end of the stream, but like I said, we're going to be continuing on with our regular videos. I do plan, as for the Patreon, there'll be more stuff. There'll be more stuff on the Patreon too, more exclusive content on there as I get more patrons on there. So if you like, and the Patreon is also a very important thing because it'll also eventually allow me to help upload videos on a weekly basis because it'll help me divide the workflow. I always edit. I do all my editing, recording, and scripting by myself, with Mercedes herself doing the voice acting and my own marketing.
Yep. You do a lot of the brunt work.
Yeah, so
he works really hard.
Once I get more money, I'll be able to hire more people so that I can make more videos on more often. Okay, this one's actually something that this one's an actual question. Okay, I'm trying to look for it. Oh, this one's a different one. What's your favorite Pokemon, Mercedes?
See, that's a tough one because I really, really love Entei, the legendary Pokemon. I don't know past second generation Pokemon, unfortunately.
I played all the way to 7 before stopping at Sword and Shield. I wasn't interested in Sword and Shield, but
see, I got the one right before it. I think right before it was X and Y. Is that right? But I feel bad because I have it sitting on the shelf and I never got to it because
I think Blaziken's one of my favorites. I think Blaziken or Lucario.
That's awesome.
Blaziken has this huge broken ability when they introduce hidden abilities called Speed Boots. It's every turn it increases its speed, making it a starter capable of heading towards Uber tier. That's like where major legendary Pokemon are at in the competitive play.
That's awesome. Sounds fun.
This is another question that's since from Colin Leadox. Since I saw Joker, McCall, and Mitsuru in your video, I have to ask, have you played Persona game? I actually played Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal, and I have Persona 4 Golden on my PC. So I am familiar with, so I have played Persona. I'm not so sure whether I'll get the Persona 5 Strikers or not. I'll have to wait and see. We only have a couple. Okay, the stream is almost up, so let's each answer one more question, Mercedes. Okay, you look for the question, okay, and I'll look for mine. All right. Oh, this one's for you. This one's for you. It's from Colin.
I knew you were gonna take that one.
You go, Mercedes.
Are you talking about the Sephiroth one?
Yes, answer it.
Listen, y'all, I am obsessed with Sephiroth. So when I saw that announcement, I screamed. Okay, like I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I was ridiculous, and my husband rolling his eyes, bless his heart, he's just like, "Oh, you and Sephiroth," and I'm like, "Me and Sephiroth."
He's just jealous because he's not Sephiroth.
He's like, "You only like my long hair because it reminds you of him." Sorry, Tim, if you're watching this.
Alright then, I'm gonna have to wait a little bit before I find the last question. Right now, all of them are just related to Smash Brothers. But if this... Okay, I don't want to answer the one from Carmen Carter. I want to answer this on a higher note. So I'll wait till the last question. There's one question that I feel like answering. Okay, here's a question. What happened to Starlo? Starlo's still around. She's still the weed obsessed chew toy that people for some reason love. I just feel like giving Starlo a hard time because it amuses me.
I just went blank for a second. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
I'm sorry. It went like whew, and I was like, where did I go? So I didn't hear anything that you just said. And if it was funny, I'm gonna smile and say yes, that was.
I just wanted to let you know that the stream is just about over, but we do need to make some sign off. I do need to point out that we'll have an update announcement to the Patreon page at a later date, but generally, the more people that sign up for the Patreon, the more original content that I will create for it. But I think that's about all for now. If you like this Q&A and wish to see more in the future, comment in the comment section in the video below, and be sure to look for an Among Us video, which will be available this Sunday on Patreon, which you can also check out before it hits on YouTube. Anything you want to say, Mercedes, before we sign off?
Thank you all for having me today. I have a lot of fun with OnyxKing. I don't know if you can tell, but he's definitely one of my friends, and we have a good time. So if you really do enjoy more of these Q&As, let us know so that we can plan in the future for more.
Yeah, this was basically like I said before. This was just to celebrate the end of the Revenge of Zelus story arc. So I think that's about all for today. Remember to come check out this Sunday for the Among Us video on Patreon before it hits YouTube. And I'll be seeing you next time. Bye-bye!
Bye!